Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Hello.
Good afternoon,
Welcome to
guys.
episode 45. I'm getting loads of refresh notifications, and I don't know why. Stream is healthy. There we go. So we've got Charlotte, Sue, and Lynn today already that we know of.
Decent.
I'm getting blamed for something. I don't know what. Oh, the cat. Showing the cat on the stream. Apparently this cat is attacked too. I would take no responsibility for such.
Sorry to hear about that.
Or actions.
I've been at the peril of cat attacks before, and they're not too pretty.
Why can't I'll be walking past them and they just like scratch you, and it's like, why? Like, why?
Yeah, they'll just like sometimes they'll just stick out their paw and just be like that, right?
Just like that, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, who do you think you are?
I know, it's so crazy. I don't know why they do it.
It's under the assumption that I won't like fight it, and I don't know why. I'll bite them. Yeah, watch.
Also, it's really funny when there's like stuff on the edge of a table, and they'll just look at it, and they'll just
like look at you, and then they just go. It's like in slow motion. It's like,
I know. They're just like, what are you gonna do about this? Just put this object on the floor. It's like,
see this? No.
Yeah.
And it's just gone. It's like, why? Why have you done that?
So, yeah, it's tough that they do that as well. Dan's saying it's always Halfham's fault, guys. It's always Halfham.
That's how you do it. Like, you just someone else.
That's it.
Yeah, it is. Everything that's ever happened is actually my fault. I would like to apologise to absolutely no one. That's a great man once said.
That's a classic Conor McGregor.
Yeah, it is.
That's one of the best post-fight kind of speeches ever. It's just because he kind of lulled everyone into it, and then he was like, absolutely nobody.
Well, yeah, he had some more expletive words that I can't
remember. It was awesome, man.
It was good.
Hope he comes back. There's an English fighters fighting this Saturday, Darren Till.
Yeah, I see.
From Liverpool.
Is it at like 4 in the morning like it always is?
Well, it's at 3 in the morning, so it's not as bad, but it's slightly better. But the prelims start at 10, and then the main event starts at 1, and then the actual fight will start at like 3. So it's not as bad as it's been, but
it's kind of they're doing it on Fight Island, quote unquote.
They are doing it on Fight Island.
It boggled my mind that they went up to all that trouble and pretty much like bought an island to still stream it at like 3. It's 9 a.m. or something over there when the fights are happening.
I know.
And I was like, what are you doing?
It's pretty crazy.
Nobody needs that. Like, no.
And then also you got to think that they're not making the money back from the fans as well.
Yeah, true.
Someone else I'm looking forward to is because I've just randomly got into it since I got into it last year a bit, but more so since we're watching the Jordan doc. But like NBA's back 31st of July, so that's going to be good as well.
Yeah.
And like on the first day or something, I think it's like Lakers versus Clippers, so that's going to be like an absolutely massive game, like LA Derby. Yeah. So it should be good fun, man. I'm excited to watch that.
No, it'll be good. I'm not particularly into it, but I would be down to watch probably a little bit.
Definitely, man.
I used to watch it, but I only used to watch the highlights because again, the time zones are a bit of a bugger.
Yeah, they are. That's true, man. I know. Like NFL will be back soon as well, which might be pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know if Lynn's put a typo in, but she's put something about Leeds United. But yeah, they did a one. They got it promoted. I believe they're champions of the championship now.
Right on, yeah.
A couple of years in a row, so they've managed to do it.
They were one of the best. I mean, back in the day, they were like the champions, wasn't it? It was like
pretty good. Like
they were one of the best teams back in the day.
Up there in Europe and that, but yeah. So sport and that, it's good. I don't know if anyone.
I hear from. Go on, sorry, mate.
Go on.
I was gonna ask you when. So what's the crowd with the Premier League then? Obviously, I know it's like the end of the season soon. What's going to be the pause in between from when the next season starts? Do you know?
I don't actually know yet, but it's short. Is all I know. I know that it's not the Euros as well. So I think the Euros is still going to take place, but it's going to be 2021 instead. So it's going to be next year. I think it's going to be like a 3 or 4 week break.
Yeah,
and then the season's going to start again, and it's going to be chaos, and all the teams are going to be crying and moaning and scared.
I think. Have you seen all that? I think it's. What do you think about stuff like the water break? I think that they should make that like a permanent part of it.
I think that's.
Do you not think it's good?
Nah. I think if they're going to do it, they should just say, look, we're doing quarters now, and if they don't want to do it,
because it's kind of like that, isn't it? It's
I don't like it. It's too stop-start, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think the 5 substitutes is fair either, because all you're going to get is the clubs like Man City who can just bring on every superstar off the bench.
I know.
And then you've got clubs like Bournemouth who've got like no one on the bench worth anything. So, Yeboah and Cantona, Anthony's saying for Leeds, even going a little bit further forward from that when they weren't so great, Mark Viduka and Alan Smith.
Yeah, I remember Viduka. He Australian. Viduka was Australian, right?
He played for Newcastle for a bit as well, but he was terrible by that point.
So did Alan Smith as well, right? But do you know what it is? Alan Smith, when he played for Leeds, was a striker who used to score like a kind of few goals, and then when he went to Newcastle, didn't score 1 goal.
Yeah.
So, but so there you go.
Yeah. Who else we got? I can't think of any more famous Leeds players. Like,
was Harry Kewell for Leeds as well?
Yeah.
He was Leeds as well, right?
I think Lee Bowyer was there when he was pretty good as well. Harry Kewell.
Yeah. I remember.
Good old Force back in the day.
Yeah. It's mad, man.
Hasselbank, have you heard Hasselbank maybe?
Oh, was he? Yeah. Hasselbank was an absolute star. When he was at Chelsea, he was like a powerhouse.
I'm sure he was at Leeds. There's my Premier League knowledge isn't the greatest.
Well, same dude, to be honest.
But yeah, Dan saying the water break's bad, just a temporary fix. Yeah, I think all that stuff will get scrapped for next season. It's good to have the football back though. Something else to focus on that isn't, politics.
True that,
which is good. So all the sport happening, and on a media savvy front, quick one. Mel's got a few spaces left on our Monday course, which is the cooking on a budget. I don't know what the recipe is yet. I don't know if Mel knows yet. I don't know if she's released it yet, but it gets posted on the video anyway. But there's our email address in the chat if anyone's got any particular idea. If anyone wants to get involved, let her know, and we'll give you an idea of what's going to be getting prepared when we can.
Right on.
I've also got I did the introductory session for the animation course on Friday gone, and session 1, so like a bit more of a deep dive, is going to be next Friday. My email address in there as well. Give me a shout. I have a feeling at the minute we're going to be doing. So I did a quick little introduction to keyframes and tweening and masks and moving around text and images. So if you haven't watched it already, it's in a playlist called Animation Tutorials on the channel. Go back and check that out. And the second session is going to be. I'm going to stop clicking my pen because that's going to get irritating. The second session is going to be about motion tracking, and that's all I'm going to say. So if you want to know what that means, you'll have to watch. And that's me pitch.
Motion tracking, obviously something that you can use for like a ton of different things, and once you know how to do it, then it's something which can be applied to loads of stuff animation related. So it's definitely something that you want to get involved with.
Can be text, can be objects, can be like banners, and it can be footage as well, so replacing footage on like a TV screen or a computer screen or whatever it is, or can be like pinning stuff to say the side of a bus, or pointing out someone in a crowd. I think it's like, is it in the Minority Report? Anyway, I'll get some examples. You'll see.
Probably.
Come along. I'm not going to spoil it now. You have to find out what happens on Friday. And just one more thing was a quick follow up. We had who was on Staying Connected on Monday? Was it Sarah?
It was
Sarah, wasn't it?
Sarah, yes, it was.
So she talked about a project. It was to do with the Baltic and their open submission.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So if I quickly open this up. So Open Call Baltic Open Submission 2020. It could have
it's a bit of a waffle.
But they've basically got this big gallery space, and they're announcing that their open submission is an open call exhibition to take place in November 2020 at our Newcastle gallery space, Baltic 39 on Highbridge. The deadline is the 17th of August at 23:59, so 1 minute to midnight, and they're going to select up to 150 works to be included. It's an opportunity to have your work presented in a gallery among many other artists, makers, and hobbyists based in the northeast of England. So that I will copy and paste the link to that in the chat also. If you've got any work that you think you might want to submit to potentially be exhibited. That's the word.
Yeah. So it's definitely, I would definitely, anyone who's got any kind of artwork that they've been working on, I definitely recommend just send it in. Why not? Because they said that they're going to judge all of the work equally. They're not looking at your qualifications. They're not looking if you've got a fine art degree or a photography degree or whatever. They just said they're going to judge them all equally. It's going to be which ones they think are the best or will be best in the gallery. So definitely check it out. Yeah. I had a little look at the guidelines, and they said that generally they said that they can accept film, they can accept photography, they can accept paintings and everything. So it's not just specific to like a painting or something like that. It's whatever kind of artwork you've been working on. And one other thing that they did say is no original work. So by that, they obviously don't mean like your original work. They do want it to be your original work, but basically, if you paint something, they don't want you to send them that painting. They want you to do a scan of the painting and send it to them. Yeah. Because they said they can't accept like original work.
So if you get like your big sort of slab of marble out and you chisel out like a completely like a Roman god or whatever, don't send that in. Just send them a picture.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
So put the hammer and chisel away, Dan, because we know what you like. You beat Nick. Anyway, yeah. So there is some information on there. If you click on guidelines, there's this. I'm not going to make you read it all now, but it does explicitly state you do not need to have a formal arts education or have displayed your work in public before. So that's worth noting as well. That'll be kind of good. Charlotte asking, can they accept work that I posted on Instagram? I think if you've got the actual image file and you submit that, I'll probably do it that way.
That's what I would suggest as well. Yeah.
As a digital image, and then maybe they can print it. Because it says works up to a specified size limit of 100 by 100 centimeters for wall-based works, and then there's something else about all forms of media. I just saw it before. Now I lost it. All media is eligible for submission. Examples could include painting, drawing, sculpture, film, tapestry, photography. So I reckon you could get away with submitting a digital image to them. And then if they wanted to follow up and wanted a physical print, either they could print it or we might be able to get a print out. I don't know what size that would be like, but we'll try.
So yeah, get it sent over, and then
Anthony's saying his work often steps on copyright toes. Yeah, you need to be careful with that as well. They haven't really stipulated about copyright, have they?
I know, that's what I was thinking. That's an interesting point, because I haven't really considered that.
I would probably go down the route of try and make it as copyright free as you possibly can if you are going to submit something to them, because you don't want it to get pulled for, or that Definitely. Be the reason you don't get it through. So yeah, have a go. If you've got something you want to submit away you can. I haven't got anything to put in yet because I haven't done my animation course, obviously. But once I have, that's it. It's going in because it's going to be amazing.
There you go.
It's really not. Anyway, what ice cream says about your personality? That's what we need to know.
Yeah, that is what we want to know.
We talked about ice cream last week, actually. I seem to remember talking about Ben and Jerry's.
Oh, we did caramel sutra. I remember, mate. Yeah, that was absolutely
the weird Indian like position one.
Ice
cream. Thoroughly inappropriate. So does your ice cream choice say anything about your personality?
So yeah, I think that this is kind of it's a bit of fun, really. I don't know, obviously you can't take it too seriously, but basically,
like if you like chocolate, you are Hitler. Is that what we're saying?
Exactly. Okay. It's like, no, if you like
damn.
strawberry, this is who you are. You can't change that. But yeah, they took the three flavors: the classic strawberry, chocolate, vanilla. They did a survey of 2,000 people, and then they kind of assessed what they preferred if they like chocolate, or what they also may prefer if they like strawberry. And if you kind of scroll to the bottom or near the bottom of that article, it has like a few bullet points, just of kind of what they'd found out, like So yeah, I'll just get the article up now as well.
Yeah.
But it's it was just quite interesting. I thought some of the stuff that they came up with. Like, yeah, saying the chocolate ice cream tend to have more variety in their interest in addition to like an R&B and stuff. Strawberry ice cream fanatics listen to jazz, prefer sci-fi movies. Vanilla ice cream lovers
enjoy romantic comedies. Oh dear me.
So what kind of flavor? What's your flavor here for me if you had to pick one of those?
Out of those three,
yeah.
Well, it's wildly inaccurate, but I do probably prefer strawberry ice cream, to be honest. To be totally honest, but yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I don't really like doing the laundry at all.
You love jazz music.
I do sometimes listen to jazz music. Yeah, sometimes.
There you go. Yeah.
So yes. So but I feel like this is one of them things where, like, you know, like the media
like do like laundry,
the reading, and they just like they just say things until enough people go, actually, I do like that. Like,
it's like, I'm getting a vibe. I'm hearing
a name. I'm hearing a name. It's Daz. Anyone like using Daz? Like, no.
Begins with a D. Begins with a D.
What? No, I don't.
So I think that like doing laundry, that's such an obscure thing. So I don't know.
Anyway, chocolate chips rank as the #1 ice cream topping in the survey found. But even though everyone knows it's not on there, but the top topping for ice cream is monkey's blood. So this survey and this poll, just redo it. Honestly, just scrap it and start again. To be honest. Dan's asking what happens when you listen to good jazz, Daniel, with this shocked face.
Love a good bit of jazz. Yeah, bit of Miles Davis, bit of John Coltrane. Love all like that.
Actually, yeah, Charlotte, you're right. That double exposure I did from the Ella's digital imaging course, that can definitely go in there.
There you go.
Was it a buffalo? I feel like I did a buffalo.
Cracking, man.
I did a buffalo. Well, anyway, Matthew says these aren't very accurate. And
no, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm interested to know.
Sorry, go on, mate.
I was just saying, I'm interested to hear what people like watching, what ice cream flavor they prefer, and if it lines up at all with them. So.
Yeah, Lynn's just saying. Oh well, Dan was saying to Lynn, it's good to have Leeds back in the Prem anyway, which it is. I agree.
Definitely, man. Yeah, 100%. It'd be good if Borough got back eventually, but I think that's unlikely. But
yeah,
but
can't see that one happening.
No.
Aye, maybe you never know. This one I haven't opened this one yet because I wanted to be surprised by this. So where is this? This is the Iceland one.
Oh, dude, this one's so funny. Like, so it's like some Iceland board of tourism, I think. And basically they had the idea that obviously during the pandemic, people have been really stressed out and things like that. And they were saying that because they've got like Iceland's famous for its like beautiful, like scenic locations and like vast kind of like landscapes. They were saying that they decided to put some speakers in these places and let people just vent out their frustrations. So they said that, they've set up this website where basically you can record yourself screaming, like venting it out, and it gets played into the Icelandic wilderness. So
nice.
There you go.
Nice. There's a video here, so let's have a little.
Yeah. And you could record your own scream if you wanted to. I checked it out. Let me tell you though, if you do click on the website, I would definitely lower the volume down because I made that mistake where I clicked the link and it was just like the loudest scream ever, and I was like, didn't expect that.
No, hang on. I'm gonna mute the audio for a second. I'm gonna turn your mic's gonna turn down for a second when I click on the website. I need to see it, but
the view is beautiful though because it's a lot of different locations in Iceland.
Tap to scream.
So there you go. I'm gonna do a little scream.
Oh, you can't hear it. Okay.
And I think it's in real time as well. So yeah, you might actually hear someone from somewhere else.
I've just nearly recorded myself screaming there. Anyway, so there you go. You can go to that website and scream as loud as you can into your phone.
So yeah, if you are feeling a bit stressed and you feel like doing a little scream into the Icelandic wilderness, then set yourself away. There you go.
So there's the video. Just in case you didn't know what a person screaming looks like, Here it is. I bet these guys got paid a candy bit for this, you know.
Yeah. I mean, Iceland's so beautiful, isn't it? It's absolutely fun.
We'll release it into the wild for real. There you go, let it out.
There you go, guys.
That's a pretty well produced video from the.
It's well made, isn't it? Actually,
Iceland's
it helps
tourism
that
board is doing some good work there.
Cinematography's nice, but it helps when you've got like the backdrop of like Iceland. So it's like you know, it's yeah.
Nice. Very good.
Good stuff.
Anyone wants to scream? There you go. Away you go. Just don't go into like the Iceland supermarket and do it there, because I feel like you might get
in the freezer section.
Yeah,
you need your mask on, man. If it's
that too. I think it's mandatory now, isn't it?
Yeah, in 2 days, isn't it? It's the 24th.
Oh, I don't know. Possibly.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Anthony, you can definitely do a Slipknot scream. That would be really good.
There you go. Yeah, practice your death metal vocals. Just see what the Penguins think of it.
I think they'd like it.
Yeah, they'll love it.
Better than the complete silence, isn't it?
Exactly, true.
Next one is Google's floating balloons.
Yeah, there's some really good news this week. I think these are all pretty quirky. But this one's awesome. That
headline is giant floating balloons will bring internet access to 20,000 square miles in remote Kenya.
Yeah.
I just accidentally shared it on LinkedIn, which is great. Some of the most remote parts of Kenya will be showered with internet connectivity thanks to a fleet of giant balloons deployed by Google. So this is kind of similar to the one we did. There was a one in America, that new act that got passed, wasn't there? Where they were doing it with school buses. So they were driving school buses like around different cities, and they were just wireless hotspots basically, which was kind of cool. But this is a whole different enterprise because there's no infrastructure in the likes of Kenya. So tech companies
and they were saying that roughly
project.
Loom project.
That's what it's called. That's the name of it.
I mean, it's so cool, and it's gonna have mobile internet kind of speeds. It's saying there.
Which is pretty fast.
Yeah, and they were saying that it's roughly 72% of Kenya is saying that 1.2 billion people in East Africa there are living without internet. So that's pretty...
72% as well. So roughly 72% of the East African nations, 1.2 billion, are living without internet. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's going to close the gap with 4G connectivity. I'm just trying to see.
So interesting.
I wonder I wanted to see if there was a video.
These
of
balloons.
Not
that would be
guy
pretty cool.
Just talking about it.
Yeah.
I want to see like the balloon doing fly away.
He might have some good stuff to say.
I like. He's got a nice shirt.
I love his shirt.
Other than that, not for me. So the balloons will launch on their journey from locations in the United States and navigate to Kenya using wind current. As Loon gains more experience flying in Kenya and dispatches more balloons to the service region, it is expected that service consistency will increase, which Google and Telecom caution could be very spotty during weather events such as storms. I mean, yeah, obviously, but still.
Yeah, imagine, right, if like the balloon started going away from where you were and you're like you're like chasing the balloon to get internet connection.
To be fair, people have been holding the phones up for like a long time. Now it might actually work.
Yeah, man.
So
definitely.
Just a little add-on to the last little paragraph. The Loon balloons are solar powered as well, so they're reducing carbon emissions and increasing potential hours of operation. Their expected coverage is about 6 a.m. till 9 p.m. So it's pretty cool that they're using like the natural sort of environment to power them and all. That's a picture of one of them there, but unfortunately we can't get a video. But if you want to look that up, that's the Loon project, which I don't think it sounds like it might be something else but never mind. There we are.
What about the 5G sending radio waves to your brain?
That's what I was actually looking for some 5G because I thought someone will have made a controversy out of this.
Probably, yeah.
Someone somewhere is just like slowly. There's a
tinfoil hat's just coming straight on. Yeah, the 5G towers.
Look what they're doing with the 5G balloons.
With COVID. They carry COVID transmitted from the towers.
It's you're always gonna get it. Love a good conspiracy theory, man. It's class.
It's more prevalent than ever at the moment, unfortunately.
Everyone's just a little bit on edge, I think.
So crazy.
5G, man, melt your brain, make your teeth or something like that. The best one I've ever read is that the birds aren't real; they're all just government drones, and that's why the coronavirus pandemic's happened, because they need to keep people inside while they replace all the parts for them.
That's so crazy.
Straight face, man. Like,
what? Like, who thought of that? Like that's like, yeah, it's like something, I don't know, from like an Orwell novel or something.
Yeah, it's just crazy, man. Oh God, Lynn's asking about Trump saying what he said about Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, I think I saw that actually. That was pretty alarming stuff. Like, yeah, I couldn't believe it when I watched it. I was like, what the hell?
He's just an idiot. Well, he's just a liar as well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
he quite clearly knows he quite clearly knows them and pretends that he's not.
But he said that there, though, didn't he? In the thing, he's like, "Oh yeah, met her a bunch of times." It's like, what? Why would you say that? So crazy.
Yeah, but like that's from a stance of, I don't even know who. I barely know them.
Oh yeah.
That was his stance that he took. Like,
but I love how quick he wanted to move on as well. He's like, yeah, next question.
Oh yeah, it was great, mate. So I had her on for tea all the time. I used to go for drinks and that with her. You what? Hang on a minute. At least he didn't say that he doesn't sweat. Like, that has to be the worst excuse I've ever heard from a human being, ever.
Yeah. Did you see the recent Fox News interview where Fox News absolutely grilled him? Yeah. It was unreal. Yeah. It was unreal. Like, Fox News absolutely like had him over the coals. They and like, I couldn't believe that it was Fox News that was saying it, but they hammered him. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's getting bad when that's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I know people who would argue he didn't even really want to win that election in the first place, so that's why he goes on the way he does.
in that Fox News interview, they literally said to them like you're losing this. They're like, you're losing in the polls. Like, and it was a Fox News poll.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it's a fake poll. It's a fake poll. So I don't believe it.
That's fake news. Yeah. Aye, it's not great. I can't even. It's just, every time I see something that he's done, I'm just like, okay, cool. Half on the course, literally, because that's all he does as well as play golf. But never mind. Yeah. Anyway, researchers say blood tests can detect cancer years before symptoms.
So yeah,
this is a team led by researchers in China. It's a non-invasive blood test called Panacea.
Mm-hmm. Which
detects cancer in 95% of individuals who have no symptoms but later receive a diagnosis. So where's it gone? Because I've just seen it. So they use a machine learning algorithm, a type of artificial intelligence, to develop a system that could determine whether any DNA found circulating in the blood was indeed shed by tumours, based on the presence of these. I don't know how to say that word. That's a medical word. Methyl groups.
Asking the wrong guy here.
See you later.
Yeah.
To develop the test, the team used blood plasma samples collected from individuals in China between 2007 and 2014 as part of a wider research endeavour. It's pretty cool that they can detect that early on.
So this could be a new screening method used in the future. Obviously, a much bigger group is going to need to be tested to actually, truly verify, the effects of this. But yeah, if it can identify, cancer or, the potential for cancer to develop in someone 4 years prior to them actually having symptoms, then I think that can be just like a massive breakthrough, and it can obviously be like huge to help the person, survive it and maybe get rid of it if possible, depending on what form it is. It's awesome. It could be a great screening method in the future.
Yeah, I think that the part of the issue is like it's how quickly you catch it, right? Because obviously you don't want a tumour to spread. because that's what
well,
they
the stages,
do.
isn't it? It's like the stages of cancer. So if you catch it that early, then it's obviously
you could have
so much more likely.
At any moment you could have it. I think is the problem. Which is why they encourage people to go and get checked up as much as possible. It stops it spreading basically through your blood, which is cool. So 100%, they can test your blood. They don't even have to do any kind of CTs or screening or like that sort of thing. Literally a blood test.
And and they were even saying that like some of those other tests like CTs or some of the other screening, it doesn't pick it up yet because it hasn't really developed. But if they can identify it with this blood test, then they're saying that it's even better in a way.
Definitely. So this next bit, it's not really tech news, to be totally honest with you. You may or may not have seen it when it loads. So it was the NHS vote that's now caused like a massive. I just thought it was interesting because it's caused a massive storm online, like a proper controversy. Because as a bit of context to the story, there was a vote on the protection of the NHS in any kind of trade deal, and basically got voted down by the Conservative majority. So there's a list there of who voted it down and what party they're for. Shock, the majority, rules. But the tweet that went out accompanying this from, I believe it was like Parliament, no, House of Commons, sorry, their actual Twitter. So this happened. So there was a vote, and the vote was on some of the key points were ensuring the ability to provide a comprehensive and publicly funded health service free at the point of delivery that isn't compromised by a future trade deal, protecting the NHS staff from having their wages or rights slashed by any future trade deal, and protecting the quality and safety of healthcare services. They were some of the main points. Now that amendment got voted down, like I say, by the majority Conservative government. But then the Twitter House of Commons official account deleted the tweet. Because they said it was
I know. I saw that and that was pretty crazy. And like in the comments, everyone was just reposting it. They were just saying okay, well here it is.
Yeah, because the strapline basically said, I don't know if anyone took a screenshot. I'm taking a big chance now scrolling through Twitter. Where we at? There's the tweet there, man. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look like anyone has screenshotted the original tweet. There.
Yeah,
so it was there. So the original tweet read, MPs have voted against the new clause, blah, blah, blah. The new clause intended to protect the NHS and publicly funded health and care services in other parts of the UK from any form of control from outside of the UK. And then after that tweet went completely viral and everyone was rightly so, well, what do you mean they've voted and not protected from outside influence? The House of Commons was instructed to take it down because they quote take their duty of impartiality seriously and every effort is taken in how we report votes in the chamber. We have deleted a tweet from last night relating to the outcome of the vote on new clause 17 of the trade bill. We would like to clarify that the description was taken from the explanatory memorandum provided by the proposer, and it was not the House's summary of the new clause. This led to concerns about how our impartiality was perceived and has therefore been deleted. They've done it because it looks bad on the government.
Definitely. I mean, of course, yeah.
But it's completely unprecedented from their account. Every other one, that's how they do it. It's just, it's such borderline censorship, really.
But it's worrying though, because if that's going to be the first one, what's to say that they're not going to do that again in the future? If it's opening up, if you as you're saying, it's unprecedented. So then what's stopping them from doing it again now they've done it once?
Exactly.
So it's
that's what the bill said. I get that. The proposer's the person who brought the bill, and that was someone from the Green Party, so that's fine. It wasn't. So they've named that bill whatever they want and summarised it however they want. So you could summarise a bill in a way that is going to get voted down, and then turn around and say, "Oh well, the government voted down this bill to protect kids from getting beaten up or whatever." And I get that, but at the same time, they don't normally do it. So maybe you should look at the process of how that happens.
Definitely
in the House rather than just because it.
But does it not? Does it not look more biased that they deleted it though? If they're trying to be impartial, it looks even more biased that they're deleting it because it's supporting the party that favoured it.
Well, yeah.
So it's like
because they've done it so that to keep to protect the people that voted against this bill. It's just crazy. I found it insane. And it's just another, like, the way across the past, even just the past week, like the messages coming out from like government institutions is just a mess. Like, prime example being, I've got some. I'm not going to go into it, mine, because one, can't be bothered, and two, you don't need to be subjected to it. But in case anyone was wondering, I sort of mentioned the Russia report about 4 or 5 times over the weeks. There's a good summary in the Independent, which is there, and go and read it at your leisure if you can be bothered. It, to be honest with you, is really dull. I don't know. Did you read it out of interest?
Are you talking to me, mate?
Yeah.
Yes, I read the well, from my understanding, it is basically that they're saying, oh well, there's no evidence, and then everyone's saying, well, there's no evidence because you didn't investigate it. So it's like, it's basically, that's my understanding. And then they actually actively avoided trying to investigate it. So that, and then obviously they were, there was another outside group who were like, okay, well, we'll do it for you. And then they were like, no,
we don't want that. We don't do that here. So we don't have independent inquiries here.
And I mean,
the report reveals that no one in government
Here he comes. I actually watched the briefing live, and I really wish I hadn't. It's just, you're right. Basically, this dates back as far as the Scottish referendum, and how they went about it was potentially illegal. And there's no evidence from the government's report, but there is evidence from elsewhere that there's been Russian influence in the Scottish referendum, the EU referendum, and the latest election. But what made us laugh the most, like I actually physically laughed out loud, was Dominic Raab went on. I think he put it out on Twitter yesterday, because these two things happened at once, right? So I feel like they held the Russia report back long enough that when something went cataclysmically wrong, like yesterday when they voted down that bill, they could just like sort of throw it out there, so that no one's focusing on one thing, it's all happening. But then Dominic Raab put his foot in it massively and was like, oh yeah, well, the documents that Jeremy Corbyn got and was talking about last year when he was talking about America's trade deal for the NHS, he got from Russia. And it's like, but you turned around and said that the UK government did nothing wrong and that Russia has no influence on our political elections, when if what you're saying is true, that they handed Jeremy Corbyn some documents about trade deal negotiations, it's got to be true. So they have to been influencing it. Like, it's just, it blows my mind how these people are in a job. Just all they have to do is just shut up. Just take 10 minutes and just shut up, and you'll be fine.
That's madness, dude.
We might not believe you, but you'll get away with it because you're not talking. You're not putting your foot in it constantly.
But it's so crazy.
Anyway, there's a good summary of it, and it's pretty fair. The Independent are pretty fair with it.
It's
very well written, and it's not too long and wordy. And there's a picture of Vladimir Putin doing some judo by the looks of it. So, and then there's a picture of there's a whole gallery of Vladimir Putin by the looks of it. There he is with some kind of Russian machine gun and a big dog and in a race car.
Isn't it there's like a famous meme picture of him riding a bear, right?
Yeah.
I've seen that picture before.
There is a big fish, a horse, an AK-47, in the gym, strong, in the car. There he is again with his judo training. For some reason. Yeah, so there you go. There's Putin doing a bunch of stuff. The Man of Steel, they call him, apparently. I thought it was Superman, but never mind. So that's pretty good.
It's with Leonardo DiCaprio.
No idea.
What the context is there.
We don't need any context.
Yeah, that's so mad. Don't know.
Charlotte's saying she thinks she feels like sometimes anything to do with politics shouldn't be on social media, like leaders in the House of Commons. Yeah, I think if it's good in a way because it's like a freedom of information thing, so it's out there. But if they're going to vet it to the point where they're not going to publish the results of votes, then it's really pointless them being on there, to be totally honest. Yeah. If it's going to be moderated, if it was truly impartial, it would just, the information would be going out there and you could make your own mind up, but the swaying opinion one way or the other by deleting tweets, basically.
Twitter in general, it's so difficult to have anything that's completely unbiased on that because it's only 140 characters. So whatever like data you're trying to pull and put into Twitter, it has to fit in 100, unless it's like LinkedIn or something, but it has to fit in 140 characters. So whatever you choose to put on that, it's going to be cherry picking certain data points. So it's so difficult to kind of have that be unbiased anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Like it. Plus, you might not see something depending on what your Twitter like settings are and who you follow and stuff like that. So, I agree. I tend to agree, Charlotte. I think it's troublesome, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's going to be a lot more regulation comes in for the likes of Twitter. I know they've banned all political adverts completely. You just can't do it.
Yeah, it's good, man. Because
the banning certain movement, like if you get found to be sharing certain content from certain things, like the QAnon thing, is a recent one. I'll quickly. Why did I bring it up?
It's good that that Twitter's taking a stance on this, I think, because I know that Facebook haven't, right? Facebook have decided they're not going to.
Facebook
are at the moment
inconsistent at best. 1 minute they don't, and then as soon as they start losing ad revenue, then they start taking a stance on it. They do nothing. They do the bare minimum until it hits the money. And then
I heard that so many advertisers pulled out already of Facebook.
They'll keep doing it.
But like,
just quickly, I don't know if you saw this one, Daniel, but QAnon,
Twitter
bans accounts linked to conspiracy theories. So people sharing anti-vax stuff. I think it was anti-vax stuff. So Twitter said it hoped the action would prevent offline harm, so that any account that they see sharing material that could lead offline harm, where someone's going to hurt themselves or others, they're going to ban it, which is fair enough.
Dude, and you know what it is? Like, I don't want to harp on about this, but like, when you've got like someone like Trump, right, who creates such distrust in mainstream media, people don't trust the mainstream media. So then they go to places like Facebook for their media, because even Fox News have turned against them now, right? So it's like when you literally have created that much distrust in the general mainstream media, people are going on Facebook and looking for news just off completely unverified sources, and that can become dangerous. So it's good that Twitter is actually saying, like, listen, if it's something like anti-vax, which is literally
so just to clarify, it wasn't anti-vax, it was they were the make up like fake conspiracy theories. If anyone's ever followed like the Pizzagate thing. So they accused a bunch of people, a Washington pizza restaurant, of running a paedophile ring, and it was all about like Democratic Party politicians, but they just made it up, insane. And then they're like, obviously that information's then online, and then that's going to follow them around for the rest of their life. Oh well, it's paedophile. Oh well, where'd you read that? Oh well, this account tweeted it out. Oh well, it must be true then.
But didn't I'm sure someone like went into the pizza place with like a weapon, and it was just like, what the hell are you doing? That's it. So that's making pizzas. Like, what's going on?
That's the offline harm that they're talking about. Basically,
exactly.
Is where someone's address or information gets put out there, and a rumor's made up about them. It's not proven, and then someone turns up with a gun at the restaurant and tries to shoot them for being a paedophile. Or whatever, even though they're not.
Scary stuff.
It doesn't exist. So in this specific instance, QAnon's been banned, but I'd expect to see a lot more of this sort of stuff happening.
It's the same thing with like the anti-vax stuff. Like they've came out now and they've said, like, it's pretty much across the board that masks like have like are really effective, and like Trump's done a total 180 on it. But like, him coming out and saying like, oh, I don't believe in those or anything. It's like a very dangerous thing when there's people who are willing to completely refute science and be like, nah, I don't believe that. Like, and it's kind of ironic. Like, obviously there's issues if you're left wing and there's issues if you're right wing, but I think that the irony in a lot of more right wing people saying that is the fact that they always talk about like, oh, facts not feelings, but then when it's not in their favor, when it's like a fact about a mask, they don't want to accept it. When it's a fact about COVID, they don't want to accept it. So it's like, dude, that's so ironic that conservatives are always about the facts, but like they're willing to they don't believe science.
I think it's the same on both sides, really. Like it
is. You're right.
You live in this like confirmation bias, I think it's called, where
basically
you have an opinion, but you haven't really done any research on it. And then what you do is you do your research after you've taken a stance, and you only look at information that confirms what you've said.
Yes,
so
exactly.
You do have facts and logic and all the rest of it, but you've done it the wrong way around. You haven't analysed any information. You've just said, this is what I think, and then you thought, hang on a minute, I'm getting called out here. Why do I think this? Yeah. And then you quickly get whatever will fit, and you just shove it all in. Just get a big basket full of that and pour it on top. Like,
yeah.
And that's, to be fair, again, you've got to take like Twitter and Facebook as like a petri dish. It's a really like vocal minority of people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think there'll be a lot more regulation goes on online because they're just going to get sued, and I would lose all their advertising revenue. So
yeah, true. On another note, did you see some of Kanye's tweets, and did you see the video?
Do you know what it is? I was talking to my mate about this, and I was saying he was saying like he sent us the one, and it was like this is like Get Out or whatever. Because they were trying to put him in a hospital or something. He needs some help. Like
he needs help. I
watched the video of him. The video was him crying, saying that he almost aborted his daughter, and then he started talking about that woman who like freed some slaves and said that she didn't really do that.
Dude, it was on the front page of Reddit, and it was like, watch people die inside. And he said something about her, and then there's another person in the crowd who goes, she's like, yo, we need to go now. Yeah. It's so funny.
Oh man, like,
but
I feel sorry for him, to be honest, because he's got bipolar, right? Like, I'm sure he's diagnosed.
No, he is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. So it's like, I just think, he's a billionaire, and he's got too many people around him that are just letting him
where's his family?
do what he wants when he needs help.
Where are they?
He needs help, Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And man, he's clearly not well. That's really the crux of it.
So I think Lynn wants to congratulate Jordan Henderson.
Congratulations.
Because obviously Liverpool must be getting the trophy. Is it tonight?
Is that tonight?
I don't know. I'm going to check. I'm not sure, to be honest. It must be. I know there's like games tonight, and then there's games on, I think Sunday is like the final day. Must be. Klopp's banging on about it on Sky Sports.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's cool that a guy, Jordan Henderson from this region, is going to be lifting that.
Yeah, from this neck of the woods, right?
And it comes in the week that obviously Jack Charlton, I think it was his funeral yesterday, actually.
Right, yeah.
Another guy from the northeast. Yeah, it was. His funeral was yesterday. Obviously, World Cup winner. I think
legend.
He's Newcastle manager and Republic of Ireland manager as well. So yeah.
Yeah, legend, man.
Hopefully he can go on and recreate that, Jordan.
Born in Ashton and died in Northumberland.
Yeah. Well, obviously Bobby Charlton's local lad as well.
Yeah.
But Jack Charlton knows he should just say, like, just give himself no credit, because obviously his brother was like a quote, like he was a better footballer, but obviously Jack Charlton was still good, but he never used to like bang on about being good.
It's tough when that happens, isn't it, man? When you get like that happens quite a bit in football, actually. You have like a couple of brothers playing. Yeah,
Phil Neville's just forever in Gary's shadow, even as a pundit.
I know. Even like father and sons as well, like Lampard and Lampard's dad, and like there's loads. Like many like that. Yeah.
There's quite a few where the son will get like signed on based on it. Like I'm sure Kluivert's son's playing for Ajax at the minute.
Oh wow! Right, yeah.
And like everyone's expecting big things. And there's a few.
There was
sons are kicking about.
Sean Wright-Phillips and then Bradley Wright-Phillips as well.
Yeah, well, Ian Wright's there, Dad, but Bradley Wright-Phillips is another one of the brothers who suffers because like he plays in the MLS, and like Sean Wright-Phillips is like unreal, and he wasn't unreal, but he was much better.
Good winger.
Yeah, I don't know about Bobby Charlton actually. He might be quite. I don't know if he is ill at the moment. To be honest, I haven't seen that, but he must be.
He must be a good old age, like definitely.
I definitely didn't just type in Booby Charlton.
good old Booby.
Didn't do that. He's 82.
Oh wow.
Bobby Charlton. He's still married. 42.
Definitely, man.
I don't know if he still works. He was at Man United.
Oh,
as,
he's
technical director or something like that.
He has one of the most famous comb overs ever.
Oh, yeah.
He was rocking that comb over like in the 60s. Even.
He started it. I think he is the original comb over.
Captain Comb over.
I think so. In more way than one. Right, Dan's emailed us something, and I need to quickly check it for the images. It's something to do with the craft stuff, but it's not downloaded.
Decent. No worries, man.
Just give me a second.
Sounds cool.
So, oh man, the lag is
crap. It's more media savvy craft related stuff, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be hopefully.
So yeah, guys, I don't know if you guys,
because there's one up there at the minute.
Yeah.
On the channel.
Yeah, so if you guys, I don't know if you remember, we did for Sunflower Day. Mel did a really nice video making a homemade sunflower just out of paper and card and things like that, and it was really, really cool. We made a video, we put it on YouTube just with a 2-camera setup, and it came out really well. So hopefully we're hoping to make more content like that in the future. So yeah, and if you didn't catch that one, it's on the YouTube there.
I'm told this is quilling. There you go.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what that means, to be honest. Hopefully someone else does.
Quilling. Sounds very kind of old school.
I assume it has quilling. I don't know. Isn't a quill like a feather that you write with?
I was thinking like an old school quill. Yeah, like I don't know. The original.
Anyway,
pen.
This is it. Mel should be able to explain on the tutorial. So there you go. You just have to watch it.
That's simple.
That's it there. And there's another photo if I can.
Oh.
Okay. The other photo is something different.
But yeah, there's a nice little M.
Yeah, Mel says paper curling, so there you go. You curl some paper up.
Oh wow!
And then there's also some lollipop crafting. You make an image and complete what? Dan's blurb needs some work. Let's just say his poetry might be all right, but his blurb not so great. So yeah, you make a photo and take the bits and then put it back together. I assume. I don't know. Mel's going to explain. There it is there, put together. So you make like a nice pattern over the top. And obviously you can write names and stuff. But we'll have a video explaining how to do it. And I think that must be the finished paper twirled one there, which looks quite cool. It's got a little butterfly on it now.
Looks lovely. Yeah, it looks really, really cool. I think
now we just need the S. Wasabi.
Definitely look out for that.
So yeah, that'll be cool. Get involved with that when it goes up live on the channel, whenever that is. I don't know. Soon, hopefully. But we are doing a bunch of that stuff.
Looks really nice, that. Yeah.
Hide and seek, apparently. I don't know. I'll read exactly what he's put. just
yeah,
in the
guys.
interest of fairness, I want to be impartial. See, I'm not like the House of Commons. I want to be fully impartial. He put lollipop crafting ... which I assume was meant to be a pause. You make an image and play hide and seek to rebuild.
So you do. That's why obviously it took some decrypting. It's like.
So I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Play hide and seek. Do what you want.
That's interesting.
Get some lollipop. Save some lollipop sticks, right? That's all you need to do. And then Mel will explain what you do with them. You'll be fine.
Then play hide and seek.
Yeah, and then play hide and seek. I do like rock paper scissors for whoever hides.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Charlotte seems like she wants to check that out.
She's
as well.
Yeah, definitely. No, it looks like good fun.
Yeah, I'm willing to try. I'll probably break everything, but yeah.
Oh, me too.
The paper curling one, I know for a fact I won't be able to do. I'll just get frustrated. I'll end up in the bin.
My fingers are not like nimble enough for that.
I've got like gamer arthritis in my hands.
I'm just like
gripping the controller when I'm playing FIFA too much. Because the harder you press the buttons, the better you play. The faster your players run, and the harder they kick the ball. It's a well-known fact.
It's how hard you tense your hands when the opponent scores in like the 90th minute, and you're just like
snapping in two, like right. Or when you're on a racing game, if you hold the controller, if you tilt, helps you get a bit more downforce on the corners.
If you actually, that's it. When you're in a racing game, if you move on the corner with them, it makes your car go faster. And like that.
Give it
or if you're playing a platformer and your character's jumping and you kind of like jump with it, and that also works.
It also helps.
Definitely. There's a couple of tips and tricks there. Pro gamer tip.
Pro gamer tips, yeah. Even though I'm not very good at games, but yeah. Anyway, I had one more thing that I thought was really cool, and it's sort of like another open submission-y type thing, but this one's a little bit weirder.
I thought this was really cool.
I found it on Google. I opened Google this morning, and it's on the bottom, so it's here. So film your day on July 25th to be part of a historic documentary. Life in a Day. Called. So it's on the 25th of July 2020. Film your day and you may be part of a historic global documentary produced by Ridley Scott and directed by Kevin MacDonald and filmed by you.
Decent.
So they're just collecting a bunch of people. It's no like there's no prerequisites to get involved. If you click on take part, it will take you to a page that explains it a little bit. So record a typical day, going to work, connecting with family, being with friends, or maybe something special's happening, wedding, important news, having a baby, doing one. You could show us lockdown in your city, how the world's opening back up, something you're fighting for. So I think with that last bit, they definitely have to have some protest footage.
I was going to say because there's been a lot happening with the protests, and there's been a lot happening with the pandemic. So it's like there's so much. I think everyone's normal day has been a bit different, so I think it's a really cool kind of opportunity.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity to kind of showcase.
I bet they're after some like juxtaposition, so they'll want something like quite busy, like hustle and bustle, some protest stuff, and then they'll probably have someone on like a farm in the middle of nowhere, like
so if you have to like
whatever
next time you're
off the farm, I don't know.
Next time you're off. That's it. Next time you're off to the lakes or something, you could maybe film yourself on the way up. That's a pretty attainable
one. We'd also like you to show or tell us the answer to these 4 questions. What do you love? What do you fear? What would you like to change here about the world or your own life? What's in your pocket? So it's kind of like it's cool because it's kind of built on like that vlog culture that everyone seems to do. Like everyone I know who's got like Snapchat or Instagram where you can post stories seems to think they're like a famous YouTuber now.
They're like, "Hey guys, what's up? What's going on?"
Like I really don't care about eating your porridge for breakfast.
I can't, dude. I can't. If I watch a YouTube video now and they've got that like forced enthusiasm,
so like they usually start like slightly off, like bouncing in the middle, and it's like, "Hey guys, I'm back again." Shut up, man.
They've always got like a name as well for the channel, like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, "Hey from Army," and it's like
Bomb Squad, just so you know.
Bomb Squad, there you go.
So there's a little bit of this one's a little bit more heavy going because there's a bunch of filming requirements, and I know for a fine fact that the bunch of people are just going to film themselves doing deplorable things and send it in. Like if you send out an open call on the internet for people to send you videos, you know what you're going to get. I'd say at least 60% of this is going to be massively inappropriate.
Probably, yeah.
I can almost guarantee it. Man.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of them are going to be Rick Rolls as well. Like.
Yeah, imagine, right?
At least 10%.
But yeah. They'll have some random like person just like doing that thing though that won't be like the people at the top who have to like they'll only show them the good ones.
Yeah,
so it's like some poor guy who's gonna have to look for every single one.
Yeah, well, it's like them people who work because Facebook outsource all their like content moderation to companies where like they sit 8 hours a day in a dark room and watch like horrible videos of people like doing all sorts. I won't go into it because it actually is really bad. The tone has just dropped off a cliff. Yeah, like it's actually, I was reading about I've seen a few videos about it as well. Yeah, it's like one of the worst jobs you can do, because it completely fries your brain. Like,
yeah, I don't envy those people. Like, I don't.
No, it's crazy. But this one, there's a bunch of stuff that you have to agree to, appearance releases and stuff. So, I just thought it was cool, and I thought, obviously,
man.
I don't want to get involved with it, but it'll be cool to see what comes of it.
It's cool because, as you said, bro, I think that it's an international project, so it's like it's going to be nice to kind of showcase all these different cultures, and also because it is the perfect time because the pandemic has affected all the countries differently. The protests and like the civil rights movements have affected different countries differently, so it's good to kind of see how that's affected different countries, and I think that it's just interesting to see kind of what's been going on with people all around the world, and how like they've been living their lives differently and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
The last point: be careful and don't break the law. Pay attention to your surroundings and your safety. Make sure you follow any government guidelines on travel, social distancing, and face covering. Take care of yourself and others. Isn't that nice? Don't put anyone in danger.
Good stuff.
Don't film anything obscene or violent, or that incites violence, or anything sexually explicit. And then the final sentence: don't break the law. So there you go.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be the title of the episode. Just
don't break the law.
Don't break the law. That's good advice to end on. To be honest, I couldn't have put it better myself.
We should start doing that like they do on podcasts, like have a title for each kind of staying connected episode.
So
be good.
I thought that was cool. if anyone wants to, Daniel's done a bunch of video editing stuff as well. So if you were thinking about doing a little vlog or a little video, like a process video explaining something,
yes,
or that would be quite
hit
cool.
me up, Daniel at mediasavvycic.co.uk, and I will.
You've got all their tutorials on there as well, aren't they? So you did.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of video editing tutorials, guys, on the YouTube. 5 different episodes on a free software called HitFilm Express, which is what Haytham will be doing, not this Friday, but next Friday for his animation course. And yeah, guys, check it out because it's free and there's like a whole bunch of stuff you can do in it. So.
Yeah, the Daniel's done a really good job. I'm going to cover some of the same ground because it sort of overlaps animation and video editing, but it's going to be slightly different in terms of like what we cover, because basically HitFilm Express has 2 sort of modes in it, and one's like a visual effect mode and one's video editing, but it works pretty seamlessly, which is nice. So far, from what I've seen, it hasn't crashed my computer, which is good.
Yeah, that's always a good start. Like, it's not like After Effects where it's just like
you open it up and it just instantly like dies.
Like flames start coming out your computer.
Yeah. You normally know when you can hear the fan spinning that it's working a little bit too hard.
Yeah. It's like, what is going on?
But yeah, like I say, that the information on that life in a day thing is just on Google. If you go to google.com, which is there, which I think is really cool. And I'm excited to see what it looks like.
Yeah, and I think that this is 2020 obviously now, and then 2010 they did one. So I think that you could probably, I'd imagine on that page, you can check out the original one they did just for a bit of kind of inspiration and to see, how they did cut it together there.
Yeah, and it also, like, anyone can be a filmmaker now, but the stuff we'll put out there can probably help you do it a little bit. It'll look a bit more slick, basically. Things like the animated titles that Daniel showed, and different editing, things like that, and adding sound and having a little logo and things like that can really take little mini documentaries and little video edits to the next level.
Definitely, 100%. Yeah, they can. Yeah.
Anthony's just was just saying, would love to learn how to animate walking down a street. I take it you mean someone walking down the street, not you walking down the street. Yeah, walk cycle.
like a picture. Just
yeah. No, I just like with his laptop, just like as he's walking.
Like on his skateboard.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be walking, that would be like skating down the street. But rollerblades though. We can roller.
Yeah, you get some roll or heelys.
Yeah, well there you go. Well, that would technically maybe be walking, right? Because I'll be rolling.
I don't know the full designation of what heelys are, whether a shoe or a rollerblade. I don't know.
There you go, man.
Yeah, so anyway, there's going to be 5 sessions. So at the end, I've got some content planned for the first few. And then I want to see what we get through and where we are with it. And if you're struggling massively with certain things, I don't mind recovering them on the Fridays. I'm probably going to leave the last session open to do a bit more of an interactive one. In terms of, we might even do like, or can you do this specifically? And then I'll specifically show that element. Again, if needs be, or if it's something new. But yeah, walk cycle is probably going to be one. And like I say, we've got motion tracking next Friday. And I've also got some other stuff planned with lighting and cameras and all that kind of nonsense. I'm just waiting on the resources. So I'll keep you posted. And just, Friday, 10 o'clock next week. Not this week. Do not. So it's the 31st. Friday the 31st is the first session.
Oh, good.
And Mel has got a cooking course that's still got spaces for the 27th, which is the Monday coming. I'm going to whack the screen on with all the links and information on. As always, just screenshot that if you need to. And I'll just let that play on for about 5 minutes. I'll put the link to the survey in as well. The survey's in there. If you guys can do that.
All good.
So yeah, cheers Daniel. Thanks for the...
No worries, anytime mate. All good.
Enjoy your chocolate ice cream as well.
Yeah, enjoy strawberry ice cream.
I will.
Right, cool.
Right, cool,
no worries,
guys.
man.
Speak to you soon.
See you later, guys.
Ta-ra. bye.